How have you been able to get the placements, to get the work out there?
It's not the A&Rs.
Yep.
It's the
My good friend God Bless Eli changed his life forever when he landed on CLB a few weeks ago. Now, getting a Drake placement is a dream for many, many producers. So I sat down with God Bless Eli to ask him how. Rather than giving you an hour-long podcast that you had to pick apart, I chopped up all the most important information he shared and put it together in this short video so you can quickly learn things like what chord progressions, sounds, and structures make a potential Drake placement. The hope is that with all this information, it's going to help you on your journey to your Drake placement. Plus, I'll walk you through some of the effects and techniques that God Bless Eli talked about so you can fully understand what he is doing in his production. To do this, I'll be using his loophole presets plus Sauceware's new plugin called Scorch. Scorch features a built-in chord generator, genre-defining effects, and Drake-type sounds created by sample makers, producers, all working in the industry to give you everything you consistently need to create new ideas from scratch. You can learn more about Scorch in the description below. I started off this interview by asking God Bless Eli how teaching a sample class actually led to him getting a placement on CLB.
I was teaching my sample class, right, with my homie Vision, and he just came back from LA. We're going back and forth, and usually, like, on my side, like not for the student, whatever the person gives me, I kind of spit it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, feed off the energy. Just tell me about, oh, like, how much party inspires him. So cool, I made this sample in the class, and we were freaking out.
So you knew at the time it was something special.
Yo, bro, the file name is capital, like all caps, out of here. TTTTAHRER. RRR. Literally, I'll show you. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
knew it was gone.
It was gone. Artists, they have a set of rules, subconscious rules that they go after. I don't even know. I don't think they know this, but they tend to rap or sing over things they've heard before.
This is a point that I really want to drill home for you guys. References. By studying an artist's catalog, you can start to see common threads, the sounds, the chords, and the style of music that they usually create. This is going to give you a better chance to make something that the artist can feel, something that's familiar while also being brand new.
All these artists, they have certain details that they can't miss. I feel like a lot of producers, and this, I got it from being in the studio with one big artist. I'm not gonna say the name just because I'm not too sure. You know, I'm not trying to name drop or whatever. Yeah. And he was just like, all these producers are just sending me beats that just come from their folders, and it's not how I make great music. I need music that speaks to me. Go back and listen to my music. How does this relate? You know what I would do? I just go back and listen to my music, and I'll just copy the same sequencing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just that simple. Like, that's what I would do. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? I sat there and I put myself in that position. Like, wait, yo, you're actually not wrong.
One of the hacks that you could use is actually taking a song. So for instance, we're going to take Drake's Tootsie Slide and we're going to build a template around it. So once we drag it in, we are going to create some markers. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit Alt-T, and then for this, I'm going to type in intro, because that's going to allow me to structure my beat in a very similar way. Mix and Key is a DJ program, and basically what you can do is you can drag any of the songs that you might want to recreate into Mix and Key. It's going to tell you the key and the BPM that it's in. You can also use their plugin version, which is called Mix and Key SE. As long as you put it on the master channel and hit play on the song, it will tell you the key as well. So now you can actually work in a similar key. If you don't have Mixed and Key, you can also use TuneBat, which is a website which will show you the key and the tempo of songs that you might want to recreate. Another thing that you can be doing is checking out Reddit boards and YouTube, and this is more for recording techniques. Let's just say if you're trying to get that Motown sound for your samples, they're going to show you the entire process that they would have used in the 60s, 70s, or 80s and the type of gear that they were using, and a lot of this gear has been recreated in plugins. Using reference points from other Drake records was how God Bless Eli was actually able to come up with the sample that landed on CLB.
So I had this sine wave. I love that sound, first of all. I heard it one time like Kid Culture, and you heard it from back in the day. It's a very vintage thing. And I saw also Coop reinvented it too, but Coop did it his way. I want to do my way, and the way I wanted to do it was Chicago freestyle way. I was basically emulating Chicago Freestyle. I made the portmanteau, instead of it being like a little bit more tighter, like classic R&B, I mean like more type of, so long one.
Yeah, all plugins, whether it's Scorch or Analog Lab, they should have a glide. And what Eli is really referencing here is maxing out the glide. So whether you are going up or down on the keyboard, those notes that you're playing are gliding up or gliding down, which is giving you that ooh effect that he's talking about. This is what it sounds like with the glide off. Very standard. I'm gonna turn that on, start moving up the glide. Hear them bending up.
Who's on Chicago Freestyle? Givion's on.
Yeah.
On my track, Givion's on the same track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know how
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
that is? Like, I sat there like, wait a second. So I'm here copying Chicago Freestyle.
Yeah. To get the next Chicago Freestyle.
The next Chicago Freestyle. Like, Drake uses a specific certain chords.
Yeah.
If you know your numbering system, it's like he goes from this 6 to the 5.
Yeah.
You know, so minor 6 to 5.
So what Eli was talking about there was the chord numbering system. So what I actually did is I took the Chicago Freestyle MIDI, I dragged it into a VST called Scalar, and inside a Scalar what you can actually do is you can detect the scale of a song. So I quickly was able to find out it's in D minor, and then more importantly, where we get into the chord numbering, it actually shows you the chord numbering system. So each of the notes, the chords in a certain scale will be assigned a number. So you can actually see that in Chicago Freestyle, it's going from the 1 to the 6 to the 1 to the 4, back to the 1 to the 2 to the 5, and so forth and so on. I'm not going to get too far into it, but you could essentially take that chord progression, that numbering system, and apply it to another scale or something else that you're doing to give that Drake feel to a whole new song, make it sound really familiar, but from the same formula. Some of Travis Scott's biggest songs are in the 1-5 chord progression. So in this situation, if you wanted to go from Drake Chicago Freestyle into a Travis Scott still in D minor, you could go from the 1, which is the D minor, to the A minor here, which is the 5. Another thing that you could do, which is even easier, is open up our new plugin Scorch, which has a built-in chord generator inside of it. And what we actually did for the chord generator is take some of the biggest songs from your favorite artists, including Chicago Freestyle. We put those chords into the chord generator, and with one click you can turn it on, and instantly your MIDI controller is populated with a bunch of different chord variations, so you can quickly work in the world of your favorite artists without doing any of the heavy lifting. So I'm going to turn this on, go down here to Dark Chicago Freestyle, it's in D minor. I'm going to go ahead and pick a sound. Let's do a piano sound for now. We can come and use the chord generator to find some of those chord progressions that we hear in Chicago Freestyle by Drake. Eli is a partner in Loophole, which creates analog loop preset packs, and their presets, this is crazy, actually made it on CLB as well. Do you know the preset?
Yeah, like usual.
Like usual, can you explain that?
So like usual is like the track working on the weekend. Like usual is made off of like Life Is Good sound.
Yep.
Like that. It was inspired by that. You gotta remember the sound. It's not just the sound. It's the name. You gotta sell the name. You gotta
the whole thing.
The story. You gotta give them the whole time. That whole night.
They need that feeling.
That feeling. That evokes that feeling. And Louis' specific preset he on his own made, like usual. And Bez was like, yo, you know, I had to make something real quick for Drake specifically. And he's like, yo, you went and you used the sound and just poop out the idea. And girls on girls.
Here we are.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Loophole is just one of the many ways that Eli has been able to brand himself. And in this game, we've seen a lot of opportunities come to those people who were able to think outside of the box and brand themselves that way. Being able to create your own lane is going to give you new opportunities, not only to just make money, but also do what you love to do, which is the most important thing here. To work with your favorite artists and create the music that you want to be creating. How have you been able to get the placements, to get the work out there? Is there any sort of information or gems that you can kind of share there?
It's not the A&Rs.
Yeah.
It's the branding. You know, I branded myself a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, and I kept a good rapport in person too. Like, that's really what it was. Even with Turbo, it was like I branded myself a certain way. It got to homie in UK, brought me to Wonder Girl, started kicking it with Wonder Girl. Turbo comes to the studio, start working with Turbo. Chris Brown, Young Thug. Drake shit, low-key. It was a hybrid of the internet and LA. Certain relationships, the major relationships, you have to meet these people.
Yeah.
They can see you online and they might reach out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they won't really be committed to you until like, hi, I'm whatever. Some people are just like old-fashioned like that.
Real relationship. It wasn't always like this for Eli. He started out without knowing anybody in the industry, and nobody knew what he was capable of. So I asked Eli what he did to make himself become such a strong producer and entrepreneur in such a short amount of time.
I did 2 things every day. I had to look back at this to really remember like, oh, frig, like I was really on my business tip early. From 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., I watch Mark Zuckerberg, Brian Guy from Airbnb, Netflix CEO, from 12 to 6 a.m. in the morning. Practice my piano. I did that consistently for about a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time I was building my music skill, I was building my
Business skill.
my business.
Your business skill. Yeah.
The level of producing and musical talent I have in business at the same time, it's not like, it's unheard of. Like, it's not normal. I built Loophole and I got the Drake placement in the same year. And did the classes in the same year.
I want to give a big shout out to God Bless Eli for speaking with me. You can go follow him on Instagram at God Bless Eli. To find out more about our new plugin, Scorch, hit the description in the bio below. Scorch is a new sample-based instrument built for rap producers. We took what we were hearing in rap production and we put it into a beautifully designed plugin built specifically for you. We wanted to stay true to the genre, so we worked with sample makers and sound designers and producers in the industry to bring a unique and modern sound to Scorch. Plus, Scorch comes with a built-in chord generator and effects to help you push the limits of what's next. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to get all the updates on Scorch. We'll see you again soon.